It's peak. It's absolutely peak. So I have about 8 hours or so in Metal Gear Solid, and I just beat Psycho Mantis, and more on him later. But I am absolutely enjoying my time with this game. So you're playing as Solid Snake, and you're tasked with trying to rescue your teammate Gray Fox, and also destroy this. Let's call it a nuclear walking tank, pretty much. It's literally a walking tank that's able to launch nuke codes from anywhere. But I don't want to dive too deep into the story because I want to save that for a future vid I'm planning on making for this game. I instead want to talk about the gameplay mechanics because, graphically, obviously, it's a PS1 game. This shit came out in the 90s, so it's not going to be the most graphically pleasing game, and the control could take some getting used to, but from a narrative and a gameplay direction, I'm sorry, this shit was way ahead of its time. Just the cinematography between the cutscenes and how the game is shot in between those cutscenes, you could tell Kojima was on his shit. A lot of his story objectives you're supposed to do in the levels is told through this little briefing sequence here between Snake and whoever else is calling in. What I like about it is that you don't have to just wait for them to call you. If you need tips or maybe you need just help on what you're supposed to do for this area, you can just dial the frequency here and you're able to talk to these people at any time. Also, there's a lot of emotions in these still shots from these characters. You're not just seeing two characters here that just are talking without their lips barely moving. Like, there's actual emotions going on here. Snake, a lot of the time, is flirting with the women that he's encountering through these brief dialogues. The Colonel is as stern as ever, and it's evident in his facial expressions in these little cutscenes. And the attention to detail is even more evident in the gameplay, such as this, for example, where I'm in this, you can call it like a corridor where there's lasers in there, and the only way you're able to see these lasers is by lighting your cigarette so you can see the infrared beams. The boss fights are also excellent, like my personal favorite, Psycho Mantis here. This guy is able to read your mind. Yes, he can actually read your patterns and read your attacks, and the only way that you're able to defeat him is by having him either destroy these statues in the room so his face can be revealed because he's kind of insecure about everything that's been done to him through the government experiments, or in one of the most unique mechanics I've ever experienced in the game, where this game came out back in the PS1 era. So back in the day, you had to plug your controller into your second port of your PS1 or Nintendo, whatever you was playing on at the time, in order to beat them. Since I emulated the game, I had to make a whole nother controller port for this guy where I was finally able to do some damage and eventually beat him. One of the most, probably the most